Today, I'm going to show you how to create printable bookmarks just like these ones that you can sell on platforms like Etsy. These would be downloadable files that your customers will receive immediately after purchase, and they can print them out at home. So you don't actually have to send them a physical copy of your bookmarks. If you're new here, my name is Sandra, and I help you create and sell digital products online. I noticed through my research that printable bookmarks are currently trending with many different designs and styles that are performing really well. For instance, this is a tool called Insight Factory that I like to use to determine current Etsy trends that I should jump on for my new store. And I noticed stacked books printable bookmarks, coquette printable bookmarks, positive affirmation coloring bookmarks, and so many more that popped up. Also, according to Marmalade, there is relatively lower competition for printable bookmarks compared to other types of printables that you can sell on Etsy. I wanted to see which styles are performing really well, so I searched printable bookmark in Etsy's search bar, and as I browsed through the listings on the first page, I noticed that there are only a handful of shops that are dominating this type of product right now. At the time of recording this video, I'm seeing basically the same 3 to 4 shops that are getting the most sales and getting the bestseller badge on their listings. This tells me that there is a lot of room for new sellers to come in and sell printable bookmarks in their own unique style, and they're pretty much guaranteed to make sales as long as you are following current trends and offering multiple options to your customers. So let me show you how to make them for yourself and how to save them in one digital file that you can then upload to your Etsy store. I'll also be sharing how to showcase your bookmarks using beautiful mock-ups like these ones. So without further ado, let's get started. To create your bookmarks, we're going to use Kittl, which is an easy to use graphic design software. So you can go ahead and sign up for free using the link below if you want to follow along. If you do choose to go with a paid subscription because you want access to their pro features, I've partnered with them to give you guys 25% off your first year. So just use code SandraYT for any plan you select. Once you're signed in, we're going to start a new project right at the top here. And the first thing we're going to do is set the size of the artboard. So I'm going to change this to inches, and let's make it a 2 by 6 inch artboard, which is the standard size of a bookmark. And then under DPI, I'm going to change it to 300. This is something I love about Kittl. You can control the resolution of your digital prints, and then hit create. So now we have a blank canvas to work with. The first thing I'm actually going to do is duplicate this artboard 3 times because I'm going to offer 4 bookmarks in my Etsy listing. So I'm just going to click on the artboard and then hit Option or Alt on your keyboard and then just drag it over. Okay, so you'll notice the toolbar on the left side where you can add in your elements, text. You can upload your own graphics as well that you've either created or purchased to include in your bookmark. But for this demonstration, I'm just going to use Kittl Elements. So you can browse through their graphics library to see what you can use because you're allowed to use all of these in your digital prints. So I'm just going to type in books because I noticed the stacked books printable bookmarks that's trending right now in Insight Factory. So I know the style I'm going for. So I like this one here. I'm just going to click on that and let's place it somewhere here. You'll notice the settings on the right side where you can further customize your elements. So under object color, I'm just going to play with different tones of blue. So I'm just going to experiment with this a little bit. Okay, let's add some text to our bookmark. I'm gonna go into text, add headline. Let's make this a little bit smaller. So you'll see on the right side, this is where you can edit all your text. You can change the font, the colors, the size. So let's make this kind of like a pink tone. I'm gonna go into effects for this one because I wanna add like a black outline. So under shading, I'll select the 4th one here. And again, just kind of experiment with the colors a little bit. Okay, so let's just copy and paste this because I think that looks good. That looks good so far. If you want to align any of the text or elements with the artboard, you could just click on any of these buttons so you can center it, you can put it to the right, depending on how you want it to look. Okay, so now I'm just gonna add in some more elements, maybe some flowers, some leaves, and things like that. So under elements, I'm gonna go into illustrations, and there's a certain style I'm looking for, which is fine florals. So I'm going to add in some flowers just around my bookmark. So that looks really cute. I just played around with the elements and the colors. I'm gonna change the background color now. So click on the artboard. Under background color, you'll notice that it says solid color here. So click on the drop down and I'm gonna select linear gradient. For the first color, I'm going to choose like that pale, like yellow beige. And then for the second one, let's tie it in with the books with like a darker blue. I'm just gonna lighten that actually. I'm really happy with the look of this. So I'm going to use the exact same features we just went over to create my other 3 bookmarks. And this is what I came up with. I think they all look great and cohesive. I played a lot with different elements and colors, so it took me some time to put all these together. My next step is to save these bookmarks in JPEG or PNG format because I'm going to be uploading them back into Kindle to place them on a US letter size artboard. So go to download at the top right here, and I'm going to download these as PNG files. All the settings look great, so I'm just going to download this to my computer. Next, you'll want to upload your bookmarks back into Kindle. So go into Uploads. You can either click on the upload button here or just drag them into Kindle from your desktop, which is what I've done right here. So at the time of recording this video, Kindle is still working on adding guides and rulers, so it's going to be much easier for you to size your bookmarks onto a new artboard, but for now it's not available. So I have this bookmark template that you can use. I will link it in the description box for you. It's really easy. These are all masks, so all you have to do is drag in your bookmark into the masks, just like that. So it's already set up for you. You can customize this how you want. This is going to be the file that your customer is going to receive after they purchase. So you can add in some text up here if you want to, add in your logo, whatever you want. I'm happy with this. I can either offer this as a JPEG file or a PDF or both. I've seen some sellers offer both. So I'm going to download this as a PDF file and I'm going to change this to 300 DPI and download. The next thing I want to show you is how to create beautiful images of your bookmarks to upload to your Etsy listing. I find many new sellers kind of overlook this step and don't spend much time creating multiple images to showcase how to use the product. But this step is super important. It's going to encourage the shopper to click on your listing over your competitors. Think of when you're online shopping. The images are what are going to inspire you to click and potentially purchase the item. So if you're using Kindle, you can start a new project and size it at a minimum of 2000 by 2000 pixels, which is what Etsy requires. So I'm gonna make mine 2500 by 2500. Now let's place the bookmarks on the artboard. Okay, I'm gonna add a drop shadow to all of these. So under Object Shadow, I'll select the first one here and I can just customize it how I want. Okay, so I'll do the same thing to the rest of them. I need a background for this image, so I went onto Pixabay and downloaded this free gray wood floor. So Pixabay offers free stock images. You can browse through to see if there's anything you like on there. So I've already uploaded it. Let's extend it all across the artboard and send it to the back. Then I'm just gonna change the opacity to, let's say 25%. Last thing I'm gonna do is add text, letting the customer know that this is a digital file. And then I'm gonna go into elements to add a line. So I'm just gonna extend that, and just make it thinner. Let's line all of this up in the middle. That looks great. So I'm just gonna download this as a JPEG file and use this as the thumbnail image for my Etsy listing. Now I can create variations of that where I can have a flat bookmark with a drop shadow on top of a different background, maybe even on top of an open book. But for this product, I wanna add more dimension. So I'm actually going to use Photoshop for this next step. If you don't have Photoshop, you can always download their free trial and try this out for yourself and cancel before you get charged. Or it may be a software that's worth investing in for your business in the future. First thing I'm going to do is hop onto Creative Fabrica, where I pretty much get all my graphics and fonts from my other printables. If you don't already have a subscription, you can actually get your first 10 downloads for free using the link below and cancel at any time. They have an incredible promotion going on right now that I would also recommend checking out. So I'm going to type in bookmark mockup mockup in the search bar and see what comes up. This listing stood out to me the most, so I'm going to click on that. Scroll down to the description to see what's included with your download. Look specifically for PSD files. So I see that right here. This is the file we're going to use in Photoshop. And you want to make sure you can edit it using Smart Objects, which I can see it's included here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and download this bookmark mockup to my computer. Now this set included 4 different mockups for me, and I personally liked this one the most. So I'm going to open it up in Photoshop, and you're going to look for the Smart Object layer. So on the bottom right-hand side where your layers are, you'll see one layer with an icon in the corner that looks like this. Double click on that and a new tab is going to open. So you can hide this image by clicking here if you want to, or just leave it as is because we're going to upload our bookmark on top anyway. So I'm going to drag in my bookmark from my desktop and just extend it to cover the entire area. So simply drag the corners and line it up how you like. That looks pretty good to me. Once you're happy, hit enter. And then I'm just going to exit out of this tab. You'll get this pop-up window. Just hit save. And once you do that, your bookmark should appear on the mockup image. It's that simple. And I personally prefer these types of mockups over just adding a drop shadow to a flat bookmark and trying to add dimension to it. You can then export it as a PNG file. It will upload just fine in your Etsy listing images. I went ahead and created more mockup images of my other bookmarks using the exact same steps. Once you're ready with your images and downloadable file, you can go into your shop manager on Etsy and click on add a listing. Now we're just going to follow the prompts. This is a digital file. Who made it? I did. What is it? It's a finished product. And when was it made? Continue. So I've already created a draft for my printable bookmarks. I'm just gonna walk you through how I filled this all out. The first section you're going to notice is the title, and you have up to 140 characters for this. I like to fill it up as much as possible because I wanna put in as many relevant keywords as I can. And Etsy actually tells you here that you wanna include keywords that buyers are actually searching. So I gathered all of these keywords through my research. I specifically used Insight Factory to gather some keywords here. And then I also combined it with Marmalade. Now I talk about Insight Factory in my last video, so I'm gonna link that down below for you so that you can kind of see how to use it for your listings. Now this is where you can upload your photos and if you have a video of your printables. Now I've used this as my thumbnail image. I just dragged everything in and you can kind of play around with which images you wanna show up first, and you can change the thumbnail image if you want to. You can adjust the thumbnail image here, so if you want to zoom in or if you wanna kind of move around, I've already adjusted it where I want, so I'm just gonna click on done. Now this is where you want to upload your downloadable file. So this is the PDF that I downloaded earlier. Again, you can offer more files if you want to. Maybe you wanna offer this in a PDF and a JPEG file. You can add up to 5 files. This is the file that customers are going to receive automatically once they purchase. So Etsy is going to send them an email with a link to this to download, and they're also going to see it in their purchases in their Etsy account. I actually have a whole video on how to put together the perfect description for printables. I will link that down below for you here so that we don't have to go through all the details here. But I always like to start with a sentence or two that lets people know why this is such a great product to purchase. And I like to include keywords within sections of my description. I'm very clear on what they're receiving. This is a digital file. I include the size, the quotes they're getting. So again, I go through all of this in the description video that you can check out. Next, I've priced my bookmarks at $5. I noticed that on average, they're maybe between $3 and $6, depending on the seller. Quantity, I usually put about 100 because I just can't be bothered to constantly renew my listing. Under category, I just typed in bookmarks, and then this is the one that I selected. It seems the most relevant. Under attributes, I put in my primary and secondary color, which is pink and blue. You can put in an occasion or celebration if it's actually relevant to your product. Mine, it's not really relevant, so I just left those blank. Now, under tags, you have up to 13 tags here. And once again, all of these are a combination of what I found under Insight Factory and Marmalade. And I do have a few videos on how to use Marmalade, so I will link one down below for you as well if that's the one you want to use. I like to include a variety of different keywords, so I try not to repeat it over and over again, just so that maybe my listing will be found under many different search terms. And then you'll want to put this under a shop section. Maybe it will be under printable bookmarks or however you're organizing your shop. Under renewal options, I always select select automatic because, like I mentioned, I can't be bothered to manually renew it every single time I make a sale. And that's basically it. You just hit publish on the bottom right. So let me know if you have any questions down below. Don't forget to try out Kittl using the link in the description box below. And if you choose to sign up for a paid subscription, make sure to use code SandraYT for 25% off your first year. Once you have your printable bookmarks uploaded, it's time to promote them. So you can check out this video next where I show you how to use Pinterest to drive traffic and sales to your Etsy shop. So I'll see you there.